Hello and welcome to episode 28 of the MOAB project, and as you can see on the screen today I'm bringing you a game of Domination on Bakara. It is in fact a Ground War game, which is something a bit different for me. I'll normally play 6v6 Domination or Team Tactical playlist depending on how many people I'm rolling with in the party at the point in time. But as you can see, for episode 28 I've decided to bring you one of the more lucrative and I'd arguably say harder, if not hardest, class of weapons to get a MOAB with, and I've got a sniper, and more specifically a Barret 50 cal. I chose to use the Barret as I predominantly prefer the bolt action such as the MSR and AL-11. However, I felt that the semi-auto ability of the 50 cal to be able to kind of hit fast spray when you get into close quarter positions might help me out later in the streak. But anyway, one thing you want to be aware of when kind of using a sniper class to try and get a MOAB, obviously you're going to get all the proficiencies when you get to the specialist, but that doesn't really affect the sniper too much apart from you get stability, but I don't think that's overly grateful or helpful. But one thing you have to be very aware of is the spawns. As you can see on this nicely little spawn system map in the top right hand corner of the screen, I've highlighted where the 2 spawns are and then the 3 flags are in respect to this map. And what you want to be able to do, and what you'll gain over time and from playing this game, is the knowledge of the spawn system. As you can see here, I've highlighted it orange, where the opposing team are going to predominantly spawn. This is kind of in respect to if you're holding A and B or just A flag. So if you're spawning at the blue end and they're kind of defending C flag, so what you want to do is kind of post up in the red building which I've highlighted, which are where I am now on the gameplay, and you can therefore kind of keep checking down each alley. So I can be scoping down there and I know they'll be coming out of the bottom orange spawn, but you've got to be careful that they're not going to spawn in at B, because the only problem with this game is if you look into a spawn for too long, i.e. if you hard scope a spawn point like on demolition or something like that, you're going to force a spawn flip. So you kind of want to make sure you're not doing that throughout the gameplay. But overall, as long as you get the map knowledge, especially Bakara, and you've got a pretty decent team. I was rolling a party of 4 or something, so that's including me, that's 5 out of 9 the people in this Ground War team. I know they're pretty decent players, so you're going to stand a pretty good chance. And as you saw earlier in the gameplay, I'm also using a tactical insertion. That's so just in case I died and wanted to continue using this streak, so spamming there, get very lucky. I put a tack insertion up in this building because it's not going to affect any of the spawns, and it means I can just pretty much jump straight back into the action, so it's not a problem whatsoever. Another tip is you want to have a very viable weapon on your back. You've seen I've got a couple of kills. It's not that many like the M16 MP9 MOAB, but with this one I'm using the MP9. That's because, you know, the 50 cal is all one good. To get so lucky there, I was really kind of worried that I was going to die and when he's coming down there, so you kind of want to wait for him to come out like I do, and he goes into last stand, which is a bit disappointing. But you want to make sure you've got a good weapon on your back. MP9 is definitely what I'd recommend. Obviously you can use FMG9 akimbos, but please don't, because they're just so frustrating to play against. Scorpion akimbos are also a very good choice, and I think I got quite lucky in this gameplay because there was a couple of snipers, and with this sniper in front of me they're going to be concentrating on him, so I was able to get a hit marker. Looked like a triple was lining up as well. That would have been a bit too insane if I got a triple with a 50 cal MOAB, but it's coming up very shortly here. I'm just going to look over this spawn again, see a couple of guys, pick them off, and there we go. There is the infamous 24 point streak with a Barret 50 cal on Bakara. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'll put a bit more effort in putting up a map with the tips and tricks and spawns and all that. So if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, maybe a favourite if you're feeling delicious, and a comment. I love interacting with you guys, so I'd kind of appreciate that. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 29, which is going to be a big one, and then 30 for the finale. So thank you for continuing supporting this series, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.